So I have a very brief response. It's going to be very, very brief about each one of my roasters. First, I'm going to start with Lori Racine, who was the seed funder for Public Knowledge. So she was responsible for turning me into a Soros-supported, wingnut communist pirate. Lori describes herself as an entrepreneur, strategist, and change agent who is addicted to startup culture. In other words, she can't keep a job. And I hear Hollywood is doing a movie on her life when OCD met ADD. So Tom Power. So I heard a story that about how far Tom was willing to go to land a White House job. He was all set to grow his hair out, until CTO Anish Chopra, I don't know if Anish came tonight, told him about the OSTP dress code. Weitzner, bald. Palfrey, bald. Power, still bald. And I do note the irony of him making fun of my haircut, by the way. Now, Gary Shapiro, I have no rebuttal for you. It's a book to sell. It's called The Run Back, How the Game of Rugby Explains Telecommunications Policymaking. New York Times bestseller for 15 minutes. Anybody doesn't believe I played rugby, here is a picture which you can come up and see. I think I'm making a fabulous pass. My former teammates think I'm getting my face pelted into the ground. Okay, Vanya. Vanya, thank you so much for that video. It was really great. It had more ups and downs than a Sprint Analyst Conference. But seriously, though, I do cut my own hair. I used to have really long hair, but it was really too much trouble. It was a real money pit, so I had to cut it off, just like Clearwire. So Ed Markey, did Ed leave? Ed left, but still, we had trouble contacting Ed this week, for the past couple of days. So we called Facebook and we asked them, and they knew exactly where he was and what he was doing. Now, as you all know, Ed is the master of understatement. I mean, who else talks about paranoia-driven Darwinian competition and whether a combination of communications colossi will curtail competition and cost consumers? Now, Colin Crowell worked for you for 20 years, but it's clear you wanted to make a clean break when he went to Twitter. I mean, I don't think he can clear his throat in 140 characters. Now, Rick Witt, I've got some great news. Somebody's using Google+. Too bad they're using it to trash Google+. Now, I can't say I fully understand some of Google's recent acquisitions. ITA, okay, I get that. Motorola Mobility, all right, I kind of get it. But Zagat's? Now, does that mean when I type in best restaurant in D.C., the first result is going to be the Google cafeteria? Anybody here from the FTC? Commissioner Copps. People call Commissioner Copps the rock star of the FCC. I'll never forget the time he gave me a backstage pass to one of his shows at the Verizon Center. He stepped up to the mic in front of 20,000 screaming fans and said, "Are you ready to rock and create a news literate society that understands and is engaged with the substance of public issues in order to keep our self-governing experiment afloat?" My ears were ringing for days, and I got a picture of it, so... Anyway, that concludes our... That is damn funny, isn't it? He had a few Manhattans before he took that picture. So anyway, I just want to close and thank you all again. I also have to thank my family, particularly my wonderful spouse, Laura Ballard, who's over there. She suffers me gladly. And my parents are also over there, and I wouldn't be where I am today without them. So thank you all. I am so deeply touched by all the comments here today and by your attendance tonight. And, let's move forward together. Again, we won't always agree, but you always have an ear in us, in me, and my staff. So party on, folks. We'll be open at least for another 45 minutes.